Welcome to CSC Adventures. I'm Nate.
I'm Rochelle.
I'm Mackenzie. I'm Jason. I'm Brooklyn.
And this is our boat, 5 Short. Join our family of 5 as we create memories and explore California on our 2001 Bayliner 2655.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Woo! This is a pretty big adventure, this one here. Because if you look at some of the other videos, you know, we're going out with the family, big boat, you know, an overnight, do a dinner with the kids. Pretty challenging for like the kids and the wife, and do dinner and like the overnight and stuff like that. This one's different. This isn't San Diego. This is Newport, but not Newport, California, Newport, Rhode Island. So if you notice, I'm not on the big boat either. This is our dinghy that we got for the big boat, so when we take it to Mission Bay, you know, we can go ashore. The kids can go ashore. We put a electric trolling motor on here. That worked out great for what we asked it to do. You know, nothing fast. Just go from like the boat to like ashore. But this one, we got a 6 horsepower Tohatsu on here, 4-stroke. This motor's been pretty good. Single cylinder. It's 50 pounds, so I can lift it up and put it in the back of the Yukon. Works out great. Oh, and this whole boat. So this is a Newport vessel, 10.5 foot boat. It's their Newport vessel, 5-passenger. You can put a 15 horser on here, which I don't think would be a bad idea. That'd be a lot of get up and go. Might be something we'd try later. But I needed something that I can put in and out of the Yukon and carry back and forth. That's not like mounted on here permanently. So that was the reason for this. But what we're doing today, pretty big. We're gonna end up doing like 115, maybe 120 miles. We're leaving Newport here. We're gonna go to, we're gonna do the big loop around Narragansett Bay. So stay tuned. Hope my phone stays charged for this. I don't have a GoPro or anything, so I just have the phone. So here we go on our adventure. To probably do this no problem. The 6 is a little underpowered, quite a bit, obviously. Do have a life jacket on. Nice and calm out there. There's Newport Bridge. All right, well, if you're not effing around, you'll never find out. When it's shallow, you should probably trim up and watch where you're going. Being in a nice little inflatable, I'm just able to jump out and lift us up and out. But it looks like we're in deeper water now. Maybe I was just on the wrong side of it. I should have stayed on the outside, really. Just came up on like a sandbar. Oh, yeah. I think that's where I'm going. I don't know. We'll find out if I have to get out and move the boat again. I just had to trim it up. Otherwise, I had it trimmed down, and I was just getting caught on some sand. But this is Narragansett. This is very skinny water throughout here. Very sandy bottom. It does look like all this sand will move because the tide, all the water's going out right now. So it's kind of fighting that. But looks like we're back in some deeper water. When I can't see the bottom, that's good. So before I could see the bottom, now I can see the bottom. I'm just trimmed up a little bit. I think this will save us some time, just cutting this part of Narragansett. Narragansett's just right over here. Oh, you're not from around here, huh? You don't know where you're going? Yeah, I gotta take care of some stuff. Bye. Well, that was a lot of fun. I had to jump out, and now we got something else to add. Got a little bit of water in my boots, so this should be interesting. It's like 55 degrees out. The water was cold in my boots, and now it'll be all right. But it's no fun having wet feet. I do have shoes, but I don't have another pair of socks. So that's something else. Just pack other clothes. Yeah, I don't think this area is meant for big boats. Either that, or I got to be better about watching the tide. Tide's pretty low right now. It's pretty skinny water through here. Beautiful homes right on the waterfront. Man, freaking exciting time. Maybe when it comes to like skinny water like this, you should just stay out of the real skinny stuff. So I got the ebb coming out and then the waves are crashing. We got a light wind from the south. To the south we have these big cumulus nimbus clouds, big dark bottom on it, but they're to the south of us. And I didn't see any rain until like this afternoon at about 3. So nothing this morning when I checked it. All right, some crashing waves here. So probably get going. You want to watch this? You gotta just stay where the waves aren't crashing. That way you know it's a little bit deeper. Probably be my only time coming in here. There's some big rocks that are out here that come out of the water. You kind of have to go in between them. That wasn't too bad. These are some of the big rocks I was telling you about. Man, they look kind of small in the video, but they're pretty big rocks out there. So there's the big dark clouds, and there's the sunrise. Good morning. But all the waves are crashing there, so we're gonna go over here. All right, I'm about to get up on it again. I could definitely tell where 6 is definitely underpowered for this. Obviously, it's 50 pounds of a boat motor. What do you expect? But the 15 horser was $2,000, and which now maybe that wouldn't have been such a bad idea. And another 50 pounds, so it would have been 100 pounds. And it's just me putting it in and out of the back of the Yukon. All right, let's get to it. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh yeah. This is it. We've been cruising like 12 knots, 13 knots. As long as we maintain 8 knots, we'll get back to the house in time. But before we went in there, we're averaging 9, so I gotta check in with our Aqua maps to see how we're doing on time. I plotted everything out last night. That I should have looked on the satellite imaging a little bit better, because the sand and silt, it moved and went back and forth. The current through there had to have been like 2 to 3 knots. It was pretty quick that was through there. But man, I'm glad to get out of there, get back out on this little bigger water. Now where we're going, it's not big open ocean water. I got a little bit of a swell on this side from it, because that's the big blue ocean. That's why we're getting kind of the swells. But inside we should be protected from all those big swells. We just have about another 3 miles until we're in like dead calm water inside Narragansett Bay. Then that's where we'll do a majority of our cruising, inside there. We'll be nice and protected. So the expected winds, very, very calm all throughout the day. About 4 or 5 knots. So very, very manageable. It shouldn't kick up the bay and make it rough. Yeah, this is 6 horsepower. I'm sure we're doing like 11 right now, but it just needs more power. I'm probably at like 90% throttle. I do have a 6-gallon fuel tank, a 2-gallon gas can, and then the engine itself has a third of a tank on top of it, integrated into it. Those are the only big dark clouds. Up here we just have some just mid-level cumulus clouds. But forecasting, it does show we might get rained on this afternoon. Just get settled in here. About 90% throttle. There's just some swells from the blue ocean, open ocean coming in. That's kind of making us do this kind of stuff. This boat, overall, it's been great. So it's the perfect size. So we have a Yukon XL to pull the big boat. And when I deflate the tubes in this 10.5 foot Newport vessel, inflatable hard floor, wood floor, it's like a wood composite, I'm able to stuff it in the back of the Yukon with the second row down, and it fits. You know, it's been great. So I've been going to work every day with this just hanging out in the back of the Yukon. It's just me out here. The kids and the wife are still back in San Diego. I'm just out here in Newport, Rhode Island for work for a couple months. I do have some other plans, which after this, with the small motor and only being able to do about 12 knots, maybe I should get a bigger one. This is a 6 horsepower Tohatsu. Been thinking about, this is rated for a 15, but if I want to get something bigger, what's bigger than this takes a 20. Takes a 20 horsepower. I get a little bit of cavitation, and then it kind of kicks me off a plane. So what's bigger than this boat takes a 20, which the 15 and the 20 are about the same weight, which are the same weight. These stay with Tohatsu, Mercury line. Yeah, this prop likes to cavitate. I notice I have to sit right in the middle to keep it from not cavitating. I haven't done much fishing. 4 miles have been very calm. Very, like, the whole bay, this West Passage, it's dead calm like this. A little bit of wind chop on the water. I can feel it in the hull, but that's about it. It's been very nice right through here. Beautiful homes on the water. Yeah, 4 days ago I spotted this weather window and I saw it was going to be like 4 or 5 knots of wind, and I was like, perfect. So I planned it all through windy, and it worked out great. You can even drop in your, like, where you want to go and how fast you're going to go, and it'll tell you what the weather will be like throughout your trip. I think it'd be good for, say you're taking like a car trip, playing it out, like the different like towns you're gonna visit, just drop, and estimate like your speed, and just tell when you're gonna go, and you can slide that around to the left or to the right, and figure out what the weather is gonna be like when you leave, and what it's gonna be like throughout your trip. So overall, this has worked out pretty well. One day after work, I looked at the weather, and it was like 13 mile an hour. Not bad. But a small boat like this, 10.5 foot inflatable, I'm not gonna say that it beat me up, but it wasn't the best decision possible. Like, I made it back, it was safe, but not very pleasant. Not like this. This is cake. This is very nice. You can definitely tell the places that are private, and then the places that are getting like government money to keep their infrastructure strong. There's like a survey vessel over here with a full concrete pillar pier. Just know where your government money's going? All right. Yeah, this is going very nice. Yeah, Endeavor is that. It looks like a survey vessel. It's got a crane and a big davit on the back. All right, new skill unlocked. So, locking the motor in the center and on throttle. Don't worry, I'm attached to the kill. When I'm sitting in the center, I think it's only when it's this calm, I can stand forward, kind of like when you're on a wakeboard, lean to the left and right, and the boat will steer in that direction. Now I do have the motor locked straight. And I can just put a little bit of weight to the left and right, and the boat will softly turn to the left and turn to the right. Made it up to Providence. 4 hours later, we are 38 miles into our trip when we left Newport this morning at 5 o'clock. This is my first time up in Providence, other than just like driving through. But here on the river, they have like a canal. It's pretty skinny through here, but it's pretty neat. When I was going underneath the bridges, I saw this firewood that was cut and stacked real nicely underneath the bridge, and I was like, what is that for? I think about the water freezing over and being able to like get firewood or something like that, but I was like, no, that can't be like what it's for. And then I come up here to like this big, it's like a huge roundabout with looks like a fountain in the middle, but that's a fire ring. Each one of these, they have a fire ring, and then they have like canal boats that I would suppose would go up and get some firewood and go stock these up with, firewood so they can have nice fires like during the summer or something like that. So each one of them have like a buoy around them. This little canal system is pretty neat. Just right in the whole bunch of apartment complexes here. The river bistro is here. It's pretty neat. Good morning. But man, getting up at 4, being on the water by 5, totally worth it. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty neat. As for fuel, I have no idea. Maybe half, or not half, maybe like a gallon or so. Because like we're barely down the mark on that 6 gallon. But here comes the Exchange Street Bridge. That's pretty neat. They have these little buoys that they look like they're like right in the middle. But they have like canal boats that look like couples can take and stuff like that. Yeah. There's big apartment complexes behind us. Yep. A lot of runners. A lot of people watchers. I'm the only boat that I seen on the water Saturday morning. Otherwise, it's been pretty peaceful.
making a nest in there until they decide to have a fire. Yeah, look at this Crawford Street Bridge. Just full of firewood. This is kind of neat. This is the Fox Point Hurricane Barrier. It's right next to a natural gas power plant. Pretty cool. One of the power stations. Fishing Cove. Nice little marina. A couple houseboats on there. It's a classy lady. This is over on East Providence, the eastern leg. Looks like a bridge that they're taking down. Kind of interesting to see it, all the construction equipment. They're just hanging out on a barge. Yeah, pretty wild to see it all demoed and pieces coming down. I'm not sure of the bridge. I'll put it in post edit. rownbc.org. Yeah, this looks like a great place to row. Light traffic, it's like glass. It's very smooth all throughout here. I've seen one other boat, and that boat was just fishing. It's fishing at an old railroad bridge that's not being used. This does go up about another 5 miles, but a little constraint that I'm having is battery power. I don't have charging from this outboard, so I brought a battery pack with me, but I think we're a third of the way through, and I want to make sure I'm able to data log the GPS and take some video. So I think this is going to be as far as northeast as I get, as for Providence. Beautiful up here. One other fishing boat over there. All right. Woo! All right. A whole lot of learning is happening right now. So, I don't even know if you can hear me, but if you can, I won't have to voice over this whole thing. All right, so this morning, nice and calm, 4-mile-an-hour winds, extremely calm. What happens? Sun comes up, you know, the wind likes to blow, kind of like it's blowing right now, and you get a little chop. So here's a little bit of chop. This is not much. This is like 1 to 2 footers. They're very close to one another, so it makes it very challenging for a small vessel like this, 10.5 feet, that is way underpowered to stay up on plane. So I'm going to give you a little we're just going to give her a try, all right? That's full throttle. That's all of it. I'll move myself forward. And there's just no power to get up and on plane. There's not. If you find a calm patch where you're able to actually come up and get up on plane, you might be able to stay up. But if I just got knocked off the plane, now I'm just smacking every single wave and I'm not able to build up enough speed. Full throttle. All right, we're about to break for lunch here in a little bit, and then we'll talk a little bit more. I want to get over to Fall River. I left Providence probably 12 miles ago, so I think we have another probably 8 more miles to go of this. It'll probably be another hour, but I'll see you there. Mount Hope Bridge. Up there is Fall River. Down there is Newport, but we're going to hang a left here, go under the Mount Hope Bridge, and then we're going to go up north that direction Fall River. Well, for what I thought was a really rough, like windy day, ended up just being a regular 9-mile-an-hour wind. So I made it up to Fall River. It was, overall, it was pretty good. So we're gonna do some lunch here, and then how many miles are we at? Hold on, be right back. So we did 65 miles so far, and we have 28 to go. So we're almost done. But all of this one is into a 9-mile-an-hour wind. So this will be some pretty challenging driving, especially for this small 6 horsepower. Just thinking about a couple things that when there's real fair weather, these docks are really loud. When it was fair weather, max that we got on this one person, minimal gear, 14 knots, which is not that great. And anytime you get any just regular wind, like the 9 mile an hour that we're having today, it pretty much stops me. I could tell when the wind picked up. I could see it blow across the water, and as soon as it hit this small boat, like the boat just stopped. Like the prop cavitated, and like it was done. It's just going nowhere. So I think this motor's great for ship to shore runs and some small like inner harbor stuff, but this bigger water where you want to go fast or like have the additional power to not only say this. So we're going with the swells, right? Even when you're going faster than them, you hump over them and then you fall into the next one, and that one will slow you down. And because this horsepower is so small, it'll stop you, and then you'll get overtaken by the other wave that you just drove over. So I do think it's important to have enough horsepower that you can have control of your vessel at all times. So I do think it's important that you probably think about some options to move to a 15 or so. So I'm gonna have lunch, and then we're gonna get going, and then make some phone calls, and see you in a little bit. So this is pretty cool. So we're at the Fall River. I'm not sure the name of this bridge, but it's the Blue Bridge. And we're on the north side of it, and there's a little mooring field that's around behind it. But it looks like there's a historical society that they actually have a couple ships. They have the Massachusetts, they have an old SS submarine right there. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not sure this class, which I probably should. It does have missiles on it. 850. I should have stayed here for lunch. This is nice and calm. So this is all going to be into the wind, this next part. This is going to be rough. I'm probably not going to film it. I have 28 more miles to go. That is if we go to the eastern side of Newport. I did the Newport loop earlier. Ended up doing like 32 miles around the whole thing. With that, I didn't have the external fuel tank, so I had to take a gas can, and I just filled up the outboard every time. I ended up filling it up 7 times. Like I had to stop, and like I could only go 6 miles on a third of a gallon. So Missouri, I'm not sure. I don't think it's a battleship. I think it's more like a destroyer.
So they have nine 12-inch guns. Pretty cool looking ship. About my size. All right, let's get going.
Man, we were ripping through there. That was so much fun. It worked out much better this time. So what I did, I just sat on my butt all the way forward, and I think that added more stability to the boat. What I mean by that, the unsprung weight or the springing weight that's in the boat, because whenever we would hit a wave, I think we would just smash through it. So I think we had more mass down below and forward, and I just ripped straight through it. I was half throttle the whole time. I think I was doing 9-10 knots through there. I hope this audio comes out good. So we're coming back into Newport. Newport's off over here, and this is the east side of Newport, this channel here. Hopefully I can roll in some maps, some charts, and show where you're at. But this is a no wake going through here. Some of the currents through here, last time I was through here, I had to be going through it, up in the swing. It had to be moving 3 or 4 knots, and it was no wake, and I was fighting it the whole time. And I got through it, but man, she held up pretty good. I think it's just because I put my weight into the boat and then put it all the way forward. Yeah, I was just laying down in this thing. I took some video. I don't know if I'll put it in, but man, that was fun. Just wanted to break. I sent my wife a message. She's at dance competition in California, and I'm out here in Rhode Island. And I told her, maybe we should start thinking about a bigger motor. And of course, no, just jokingly. And I forget the movie, but it's that one line where the little boy to the little orphan boy to the lady in the lunch line was, "Please, miss, may I have some more?" was exactly how I feel. Because we both have hobbies, but I think I have a little marital capital that I can expend on this to get a bigger motor. Not only for staying up on my plane when we get going, but to save time. We actually get out there and get moving. So move at 14. What if we're able to do 25 or 30? You're able to save a lot of time, so that little short trip after work, you're able to squeeze that in. Transit out there, get on there, fish, and run back real quick. If you're spending much of your time just going out there and coming back. This is nice. I'm glad it's overcast. I wonder how much sun I got in my face. There's salt spray on everything. It's gonna be a fun video to edit. I haven't edited videos like not on my phone. All the other videos, look at all the other videos before this. I've done all of those on my phone. All of them. Even the Catalina one. So on a little like phone screen. Yeah, I did all that. It was a nightmare. So I'm gonna try to do this one on the computer. We'll see how that goes. A lot of people fishing. This is a little cut we're going through. A little bridge and it funnels down. And this is where the current can pick up. There's no wake all through here, but guys on here are fishing. Yeah, this just feels like a 10-mile-an-hour wind. When I was going the other direction, it felt really calm and still. A lot of the boats still, what is this, May, early May? They still have their winter wrapping on them. Like they haven't been broken out yet, so it's May 5th. So how much of the season do you actually get to use your boat? So what, June, July, August, September, October? It's not a whole lot of time. Move down south to like Florida. Or inside the Gulf. Been going since 4 a.m. I don't feel very tired. Even like being on the boat, being like smack, smack, smack on like every wave, it's been very peaceful. Even though I've been on here, what time is it? Like over 8 hours on the boat. Still feel really energized. Let's go check out this catamaran. Wow, this boat's really sweet. I've always wanted to take a catamaran and take the sails off and just use it as a power boat, because the catamaran hull is very efficient and it's very stable too, because it has dual hulls. Oh, Florida boat, FL. How about that? It's interesting. Pretty cool. Nice. Yeah, still got a ways to go. Or do something like this. So
McGregor 26X that we had, we just motored it around the whole time and had lots of space in it. I'm sure you can pick something that's like been through a hurricane or without a mast, or take the mast down and just drive it around like a sloop. So after I did circles around that guy's boat, I looked back and I saw a head peek up, and I was like, oh, I woke him. Let's go talk to him. And I talked to him and I said, I told him that that's how like my family got introduced to boating, because we like the space and we just powered it. And he told me he's in for new rigging. That's why everything is down. So, not cheap to get new rigging. A lot of nice monohulls. A couple on mooring here, and there's a Beneteau 473 and a 423 right here. I've always wanted more length. Nobody wants sailboats. They're really cheap. You can buy one that's 10 years old for like $90,000. But I've always wanted the length, mainly because when you get in weather, you want to be able to bridge the swells, right? So that way it's more comfortable. All right, I think I'm about to head out. Let's do it to it. Everything else look like a fucking joke. Woo! Do it. All right, here's the worst of it. There's nothing breaking the waves to the south. The south is where the wind's coming from. There's nothing breaking it, so these should be the biggest. They're spaced out a little bit more. But they are like 1 to 3 footers. But this boat being so inflatable, they just bounce on every wave. And then this motor still doesn't want to hook up right now. Taking it slow has been helping. I've been going about this speed a lot. We are back in Newport. Woo woo! This is the cliff walk here in Newport. Right over my shoulder. All those like big mansions and stuff. Just let it rip. Stabilization. Woo! Alright, I'm gonna rip around here and I'll see you back when we pull into Newport Harbor. I did it! It's done! Sweet! So happy. 86 miles in 12 and a half hours. Back in Newport. Whew. See the Pell Bridge. The Newport Strand. I don't know what that island's called. And then Fort Adams. Back in Newport. Whew. So I ran the whole thing off that 6-gallon tank. I don't know how much fuel we use, but I'll
put it after this. So 86 miles, and a Tohatsu 6 horsepower, 4-stroke, and a Newport vessel, inflatable boat. 10.5 feet. Wow. You want to talk about a challenge of endurance? This was it. So, hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it's not 2 years between the next video. Take care, bye.